In the early hours of May 9th, 2017, my best friend, Claudia Robles, passed away due to cancer. I dedicate this video to her memory, and I dedicate it to those who battle this disease. Hello, one and all. It is I once again, and this early morning, I think it's like 2:30. Yesterday, I thought it was 1 o'clock, and it was actually closer to 2:30. So sorry about that. But still on this little cup of noodles kick. This one I'm familiar with. This isn't a first time try for me, but I have my reasons. This is Nangshin Shin Black. There's two types. There's Nangshin Shin, and Shin Black. Shin Black is a little spicier, and it is probably my absolute favorite of the Nangshin noodles. Not much in the way of like extras. There's some like, some green bits, little things like that. Mushroom, there's some mushroom in it. It comes with two soup bases. Not exactly sure which is which or why. Never really paid attention. But I do remember very flavorful, and when I first tried it, it was spicier than I had expected. It has been a while since I've had this. Ooh. Once again, it's on. In my nose. Shoot. Yeah, that's a lot spicier than I remember. Gee whiz. Not anything I can't handle, just kind of caught me off guard. That's okay, though. There's a reason it's my favorite. Oh, I got some in the back of my throat. Gee whiz. That's the one thing about slurping these noodles is when they have like extra spicy stuff, there's a race going on. Sometimes the soup wins and it hits a part of your throat it's not supposed to. And you feel like it's going to choke. I maintained that one. It passed pretty well, but got some more of that super cheap, super artificial limeade from HEB. Told you it was a gallon of it, so yeah, I got plenty. I hope you're all doing well. I am doing pretty good. I've had a lot on my mind lately. Things like, what do I want to be doing in the next few months? What do I want to do with this channel? I've played around with the idea of kind of switching gears a little bit and like not trying new things so much, but trying things that I like and that I want to present to other people. Then I thought of changing the name of the channel completely, but I don't know. I'm kind of in a comfortable place here. It's like an old friend. So I don't know. Those are some of the things that have been on my mind. But lately, what's been on my mind is my friend Claudia. You've heard me mention her in the intro, but before. Today, May 9th, is the 3-year anniversary of her passing. Before I go any further, I need to make it very, very clear that I am in no way, shape, or form criticizing anybody's procedure of mourning, how they remember people, what they do to remember that person. I would never in a million years criticize anybody's form of that. We all mourn differently. We all do different things to memorialize the person that we lost. What's good for you is good for you. I did what most people do. After some serious breakdowns and things like that, I went ahead and I would go to her graveside. I would go to the cemetery and visit her grave as often as I could. I went on holidays. I went on her birthday. I went on my birthday. I went on her anniversary, the anniversary of her passing. I went and I went and I went and I went. And when I would go, I'd see other people there at their loved ones' graveside, talking, leaving little mementos, flowers, things like that. One day, I came to a realization, and forgive me because this might get a little morbid, but it's the only way I can explain what I was feeling. I had this realization for myself that, I asked myself, why was I coming to the cemetery? Why was I coming to the last place that I'd seen her? Maybe that was why, because it was the last place I had seen her, where I was near her, and that's where we left her. But the fact of the matter is, all this is here. All this is just a vessel. It's a capsule, and it holds who we are. It holds our hopes, dreams, desires, fears, the things that make us laugh, the things that make us funny, the things that anger us. All those things are held in here, in the mind, in the heart, things like that. And once we pass away, this vessel ceases to be who we are. This is if you took someone's brain out and put it in another body, that body would in essence become the person this person was, even though you didn't recognize them. That's their soul, that's their whole being would be inside another capsule, another vessel. So when that vessel stops doing its job and stops holding back the spirit of that person, that it's no longer that person. And here comes the morbid part. I warned you. If I were one of those weirdos that would have taken her body out of the casket and brought it back home with me and sat it up in a chair and dressed her, in her favorite outfit and her perfume and all that stuff, would I be in her presence? No, I would be in the presence of a corpse that used to hold her. So it was at that, sorry about that, but that's the only way I could really explain it. So that's when I realized, this is like ritual. This is all ritual, and it's not for her, it's for me. Just like the funeral. Once we're gone, the funeral that's held, it isn't really for the person that passed away, it's for us. And that's why some people may get really expensive funerals, because they feel like it's the last thing they're going to do for that person. Some people do it out of guilt. That is a fact. Some people do it because, I wasn't a very good person to them while they were alive. Let me do something nice for them after they're dead, which is in a way silly, because that person can't appreciate it. You can bring the biggest spray, the biggest wreaths, the biggest flowers, buy the biggest casket, gold inlay, this and that. But if you didn't spend your time with that person, share moments with that person, give them flowers while they're alive, well, all that stuff doesn't matter anymore. So I made the decision that I wasn't going to go to the cemetery anymore, unless her family calls me up and says, hey, we're going to do something there, graveside, we'd like you to be there, which probably won't happen. But unless that happens, I've decided I wasn't going to go there anymore. Instead, I was going to focus on the life she led, the person that I knew. And when I do things like when I go out to eat, or when those are things that we enjoy doing together. If I watch a movie, I watch a TV show, I have a laugh at something, I remember the laughs that we shared. And it really helps. It really helps. This channel, if you go back to see the early stages of this channel, those videos were all shot in her apartment. That's where I was staying at the time. We were roommates at one time. And, at a time where I was kind of like giving up on just doing or being anything, she came along and kind of showed me how to refocus my values, and in an essence kind of taught me how to live again. Not just exist, but actually live. I can't remember a time that I enjoyed myself more than when I was around her. Things that I thought were important became less important the more I hung around with her. And things that I didn't really pay attention to became really incredible. The simplest things became the most incredible things. Sitting at home watching a few TV shows. We had our TV nights. Certain shows came out like on Wednesday night. We had our Wednesday night lineup. And we'd sit there and watch it, and we'd laugh and laugh. And it was like the best time. Didn't need the fireworks anymore. Didn't need the glitz and glitter. Just needed just that time. Someone who actually wanted to share their time with me. And I wanted to share my time with them. Not just going through the motions. Not like, you're here, I'm here, we might as well. It wasn't like that. It was like, I want you to be here with me. And in turn, I wanted her to be there with me as well. And it just, she was a very important part of my life when I needed it the most. So this channel, a big part of it, I owe her for, because, I don't know, her encouragement just was never ending. I don't want to say she was like my fan or anything, but she did use that term once or twice. She was my biggest fan. But looking back on it, she might have been quoting Misery at the time. I don't know. I loved her sense of humor. So today I'm going to probably slap on a few movies, whether stream them or whatnot. Maybe catch up on one of our TV series if I can find some old versions of it, old episodes of it. We like the Chicago dramas, like Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and we watched that religiously. But then after she passed away, I just stopped watching all of it. Maybe I'll find a few episodes, relive a few moments, maybe. She seriously looked out for me in ways that no one else ever had. Not before, not since. Just little ways that really meant a lot. I miss it. I'm not ashamed to admit that I miss that very much. And one thing I've learned in all of this, the more somebody means to you, the more they had a hold on your heart, the more you invested in your feelings for that person, whether it be not just a romantic thing, but a parent, a sibling, a friend. The more you invest in that person, the more it hurts when they're gone. And what I've learned is when somebody means that much to you, you never get over losing them. That loss is every day, every single day. That person is not there. They're not available. They're not where you can just pick up a phone and call them. They're not across the country where you can go visit them sometime. They are gone. You can't be expected to just get over that kind of loss. What you can do is find ways to cope with that loss so it doesn't dictate your way of being, your train of thought. You don't want to bury yourself in mourning, but you do things to remember them. Personally, I would rather celebrate like her birthday at a nice restaurant than go to the cemetery and stand there over a mountain of dirt with a shell that doesn't know I'm there anymore. Again, that's how I feel about it. There's certain practices that are seen as taboo when it comes to the deceased. For some people, it's like having pictures of them after they've passed away. That's like, for some people, that's a big no-no. But on my dad's side of the family, they take pictures of their deceased all the time. When they're at the funeral, the family will pose around the casket with their lost loved one. It's normal for them. But another little taboo is not going to the cemetery to visit with that person. If you don't go, it's like you don't care. I'm here to tell you that's not true. This is very good, by the way. I haven't mentioned much about this. This is super tasty. The spice is fairly strong, but not to the point. I've had to choke back a couple of coughs, though. I will say that. A few times I've been kind of like, because I don't want to start coughing all over the place. Super delicious. A little happy with the spices there, but it's way good. This is the kind of thing I would recommend if you had like sinus problems. You were congested. You probably open it up in a nice way. Some people eat like super hot peppers and it's like, oh, it's torture. This is pleasant enough and still packs a little bit of a punch. And no, that big drink was not because it was too hot, but I could feel it burning my throat a little bit and I was going to start choking. I highly recommend it. Let's go ahead and score this one. 9 out of 10. I would say 10 out of 10, but I'm a little biased because it's one of my favorites. So 9 out of 10. Highly recommend it. A little pricey. I think these cups they're a nice size, and I think they run about $1.98. And I never did check out what this meant. Pot-a-few flavor. I never looked it up. But that's the flavor that it is, and it is delicious. Anyways, guys, I just felt like talking on that. I don't really talk about it very much. I'm on Instagram, and I'll make random posts when I'm really thinking about things, especially when I'm thinking about Claudia. When I'm missing her and stuff, I'll make these little posts, and I'll put them on Instagram. And that's really the only communication I have, other than my cousins, Ange and Letitia. I said that all like a white boy. Letitia. She's gonna beat my ass. But they're kind enough to hear me out when I'm feeling kind of I feel kind of down, and they'll listen to me. Outside of that, my only real communication is my post on Instagram. So yeah, I wanted to bring that up, and it is the anniversary of her passing, but it's not a thing of like, oh, today is such a hard day because this is the day she passed away. Every day is a hard day. Every day is a hard day because every day she's not there. That's another thing. I guess, maybe it's just my way of thinking, Maybe it's just my way of thinking, but, I know people who when it's their dearly departed's birthday, they go to pieces. Holidays, they lose it. Mother's Day, Father's Day. It's such a hard day because they're not here. And the other 364 days, what? Just, it's cool? Nah, it's hard all the time. I don't care what day it is. The only thing is that day that used to be a celebration isn't anymore, really. I mean, it's like I said, I like to go out for her birthday and have a nice dinner or something like that, and out of memory of her. But it's in no way, shape, or form really a celebration. But in a way, I take that back. In a way, it is, because I'm celebrating the memories that we made. I'm celebrating her life, the way she lived, the things she enjoyed. I'm bringing those to the surface instead of wallowing in my own misery. So yeah, it is a celebration. It's a good celebration. Excuse me, this stuff really opens up the sinuses. But yeah, I didn't want to be too heavy. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, woe is me and, gloom and doom. But I also know we've all lost someone that we care about very much, and I know you guys know where I'm coming from on this. So I would just say this, when you're missing someone, it's hard not to focus on the fact that they're not there, and it's hard not to focus on the fact that you miss them. But it goes beyond just remembering a good memory. People always say, oh, focus on the good times. Yeah, I focus on the good times, but then I remember they're not there to have more good times with. So focusing on the good times is good. It's good to have those memories, to think of the times that you've laughed together and stuff. But I would suggest this. Think of something that you two enjoyed doing together, whether it was a walk, a movie, a drive, anything. And when you're feeling like you miss them, when you're feeling their absence a little more than usual, go do that thing. And do it in their memory, and do it with the thought that they're looking down on you and they're glad. They're so happy that you're happy, that you are remembering them in that time, in that way. I think they'd appreciate that. Okay, guys, I'll go ahead and sign off. Remember the name. Nongshim Shin Black. It's a salt-induced mother, I'll tell you that. I don't even want to know what the sodium is right now. I'm feeling it. Near my God to thee. Okay, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace. And by the way, I do have a dedicated email address for this channel. I'm not going to post it. Well, I'll post it down in the description. And if you feel like dropping me a line in reference to this channel, maybe you have a request, a suggestion, a question. Maybe it's a lengthy question. You don't want to put it in the comments below because it's too long. Whatever. Write me anytime. I love getting emails. Till next time, take care. Peace. Love y'all. God bless. And I'll talk to you real soon.